877-335-2470. Or you can head over to brightsideben.com and pull down on the shopping cart. Check out the Beyond Tangy Tangerine especially. That's my personal favorite longevity product, Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 now with prebiotics and probiotics, GMO-free. Tastes awesome. It's $50 a canister, and most folks will notice results within 1 or 2 doses. Results like more energy, better sleep, weaning yourself off your prescription medication. And I've been seeing these results since 1997 with the original Tangy Tangerine, then the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and now Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. And I understand they're working on a updated version of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Longevity is always upping their game. And by the way, speaking of new products, the Beyond Organic products will be coming out next week, and I'm actually going to have Jordan Rubin on the program next week, and we'll be talking about that. Jordan Rubin is the guy who wrote The Maker's Diet, a couple other books. He cured himself of Crohn's disease and started a company selling probiotics. He cured himself of Crohn's disease largely by using probiotics, and now he's in the fermented food business. And Longevity is going to be selling some of Jordan's products, some really neat fermented herb products and fermented dairy products. We'll be talking about that next week. And you'll be able to purchase these Beyond Organic products on June the 2nd, I believe that is. Okay. 855-660-4261 is our number, and let's continue talking about cells and cell membranes. The cell membrane is composed of fats. If you have any health condition, any degenerative health condition, cancer, heart disease, even acne or psoriasis or skin issues, whatever it is, first and foremost, you got to focus on digestion. And when you're focusing on digestion, focus on fats. Fat malabsorption, fat intake, the health of the fat absorption system, organs in the body, the pancreas, the intestines, the liver, and even the stomach. This is why our medical model has failed us. It treats our symptoms and changes our test scores, but it does nothing for the cell membrane. Nothing for the cell. Why? Because it can't. But that doesn't matter, because we can work on fat metabolism. Use the ultimate EFAs. Use the ultimate enzymes after meals. Make sure you're swigging on apple cider vinegar. By the way, if you're a diabetic, apple cider vinegar is one of the best and most secret of the hidden remedies for treating blood sugar. A little shot of apple cider vinegar before you go to bed can help stabilize your blood sugar in the morning when you wake up. Use pancreatin, amazing, important complex of enzymes that's produced in the pancreas that includes something called lipase, which is very important for fat absorption. Use bile salts. You'll get those in the ultimate enzymes. Use choline. Use taurine, and also very important for the construction of bile. Eat cholesterol. Cholesterol is very important for bile production. If you're on a statin drug, you're not going to be able to make cholesterol you're not going to be able to process cholesterol as effectively because you can't make bile without statin drugs. Without statin drugs, you can't make bile. That's going to affect how you process fats. If you're on statin drugs, you're not going to be able to make bile as effectively because the raw material for bile is cholesterol. Focus on liver health. Focus on gallbladder health. There's numerous ways that you can help correct fat malabsorption issues, and make sure you're using essential fatty acid supplements. The membrane is essential for interpreting the environment that the cell is sitting in. A cell that cannot read the environment becomes unresponsive to changes that are in the environment that it's sitting in. Cells are constantly listening to the environment. They're responding to the environment. A cell that can't read the environment is a cell that's ultimately going to get sick. The membrane, as I say, is also communicating with other cells. When the cell membrane breaks down, so does cell-to-cell conversation, cell-to-cell communication. Cells that can't communicate to each other, cells that can't talk to other cells will ultimately get sick. And if fats are not being made correctly, or if we're deficient in essential fatty acids, cell membranes can become porous. Toxins can enter into the cell and disrupt cellular activities, leading to cell disease. And by the way, there's membranes inside a cell, too. Many of the various substructures of the cell, there's dozens of different substructures inside a cell. Many of them have their own membranes. Then this is especially significant in the nucleus, the center of the cell, which houses that protein manufacturing blueprint called DNA. If you have fat malabsorption issues, or you're not getting enough fats, and you have a broken down nucleus membrane or nuclear membrane, toxins can get into the nucleus, disruptions can occur in DNA, and that can lead to cancer. Remember, this is all following disruptions in fat processing, malabsorption of fats, intestinal issues, liver issues, pancreas issues, gallbladder issues, stomach issues, or deficiencies in intake. Do you think that's enough reasons to take care of digestive health? Do you think that's enough reasons to make sure you're using the ultimate essential fatty acids and using supplements like the ultimate enzymes? And by the way, probiotics are also very, very important for fat processing. Then there's the whole hormone connection. Steroid hormones like testosterone and DHEA and estrogen require fats for their manufacture and as support factors for their manufacture. There's the whole issue of receptors. Receptors sit on the outside part of the cell membrane. Receptors sit on the fatty membrane. When you have deficiencies in fats or defects in the membrane, these receptors can become misshapen and hormones can't sit inside. Receptors are like sockets for hormones. Hormones are like plugs and receptors are like sockets. These sockets, receptors, sit on the fatty membrane. Deficiencies in fats, defects in the absorption and the processing of fats can change the shape of the membrane, and that changes the shape of the socket or the receptor that's sitting in the membrane. Hormones don't sit as effectively in those receptors. And hormones regulate everything. They regulate and control and determine all of the activities inside a cell, and the inability for the plug or the hormone to fit in the socket receptor can have a wide-ranging impact. The sugar chemistry of a cell can be thrown off by a defect in fats because the insulin, the molecule insulin, can't sit inside the insulin receptor as effectively. A poorly constructed membrane that follows fat deficiency can lead to defective insulin signaling, and that's going to ultimately deprive a cell of energy. And ultimately, at the end of the day, cell energy is really what it's all about. All disease is cell disease, but what that really means is all disease is cell energy disease. Cells don't get the energy that they need, and this all follows defects in that membrane, defects in fats. The common denominator in all of this stuff is the membrane and fats, and also energy for that matter. Cell energy really is what we're talking about. We talk about cell disease. We talk about cell membrane disease. What we're talking about, somehow or another, cells don't have the wherewithal to do what they need to do. A cell that's not getting the energy it needs, or a cell that's not using energy correctly, following a defective membrane, is going to be a sick cell. And remember, it's all about, at least for this discussion, it's all about fats and fat processing. Nerve cells, brain cells, they're especially sensitive to the effects of fat deprivation and malabsorption of fats. And there was an article published last year in the journal Frontiers in Physiology, great journal, by the way, Frontiers in Physiology. It was reported that Alzheimer's disease is a cell membrane disease. If you ask your doctor about the cause of Alzheimer's disease, you'll get some medical gibberish, mumbo-jumbo about amyloid plaques, entangles, and fibers, completely missing the point that your plaques and your fibers that are associated with Alzheimer's disease follow cell membrane breakdown, which in turn follows problems with fat processing and fat absorption. All right, so much more to talk about with cell health. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside. We're coming back with your phone calls right after this. Don't go away.
Men who want intimacy and pleasure back in their love life don't ask if, they ask when. So men, spark up your love life, get pleasure and intimacy back, and please your special lady with Epic Nights. Epic Nights is a safe, revolutionary herbal sexual formula for men that combines ancient herbal ingredients and modern science to significantly support stamina, performance, and pleasure. Men, Epic Nights is a proven 100% natural product that works first time, every time, even after consuming alcohol. And you won't hear any of those cliche disclaimers, men, because Epic Nights will not give you unwanted side effects, but Epic Nights will allow you to give your partner what they deserve. Epic Nights is guaranteed as one of the most effective male enhancers on the web, or will refund your purchase 100%. Buy Epic Nights at buyepicnights.com, spelled BUYEPICNIGHTS.com, or call 1-877-330-1120, 877-330-1120. Epic Nights, one pill, one Epic Night.
Americans have always been ready to defend, to serve, and to honor those who defended and are defending all of us. So this month, the Freeze-Dry Guy honors and serves Americans with our meat, rice, and potato sale. Our unit includes 4 number 10 cans of quality Mountain House cooked diced beef, ground beef, diced chicken, white rice, and 2 cans of FDG dehydrated diced potatoes. 158 servings per case unit. And during the Freeze-Dry Guy's meat, rice, and potato sale, get 1 case for only $1.75 $4.79, 2 cases for only $3.55, or get 3 cases for only $5.15. And all come with lots of valuable freebies. For details, click freezedryguy.com and hurry. Sale ends soon. Go to freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-3663. That's 866-404-FOOD. Plus free shipping to the lower 48 states from the Freeze Dry Guy. The finest freeze-dried and dehydrated foods available anywhere for long-term storage.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE. 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GC.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for being here. 855-660-4261 is our number, and it's time to hit our phones. Let's go to Danny in Florida. Welcome to the bright side, Danny. What's going on, my man? Danny?
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
What's going on?
I had heart ablation about 2.5 years ago. I had an electrical problem, and I had 3 areas of my heart that was cauterized. And I thought I was doing well. I mean, it was for about 3 years, but I noticed now I'm getting angina pains in my heart, where I get tightness in my chest.
Maybe you want to go to the doctor and have them ablate more of your heart until it's a little speck. By the way, for the listeners, ablation is when the heart is actually destroyed. And the doctors love doing that to conduct, if there's electrical conductivity issues, the logic being, well, we'll just destroy part of the heart and we'll smooth out the electrical signals. I'm sorry, Dan, I don't mean to be facetious, my friend. Here's the deal. Did you know that? You probably knew that's what ablation is, right?
I'm well aware. what my situation is.
Okay. Let me give you some hints. Let me give you some ideas.
Taking woman's enzymes for keep the systemic inflammation down.
Smart.
Digestive enzymes.
Very good. Very good. That's all good.
Systemic enzymes, like I mentioned.
Those are all good, Danny. But let's.
Regiment. I'm taking taurine for my heart.
That's all good. That's all good. How'd you know about that?
I could possibly do, but I still have this issue.
There's many things you could do. Many.